recording?
Yeah.
Well, start off with, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I'm Deacon Ed Byrd Sr. I'm the chairman of the Deacon Board of this church. I've lived in Mount Pleasant for 72 years, and I've come to find out that this is a place that is multicultural. We've had German descent, Italian, Irish, Puerto Rican, and it's the place here that it's love in this community. It's love in this community. It's a place that you can come to, and as you become known, you can live broke. And you can live without going hungry. Somebody will lodge you, or someone will feed you. And we've gotten along, all the cultures, for 72 years. But now you have the college kids coming in. They'll come stay here 2 or 3 months, or how many months out of the season that they go to school, and then during the summer they go home. Mm-hmm. But they create a problem. One problem is drug problem. Mm-hmm. They'll stand out. They don't know how to handle their alcohol or their drugs, and they'll curse. They'll come and park in front of your house. If they have beer cans or whiskey bottles, whatever, they'll throw them on your lawn. But they will not go back into their community and do that. We see them bring drugs. They think that older people are negligent of the things that they did. Mm-hmm. They'll give a handshake passing drugs, but we're supposed to be ignorant to the fact of not knowing what they're doing. Yeah. Now, if we go back and to their neighborhood right away, the police are on you right away. Mm-hmm. Now, you guys are grown men and you're interviewing me, and if you go into the scripture, it says, be bold and tell it the way it's supposed to be told. And I'm telling exactly the way it's supposed to be told. You can bring a white girl in this neighborhood, but I, as a black boy, better not go into your neighborhood with one. Mm-hmm. You know that. Mm-hmm. You know this. You know. And they'll stand out and no respect. Last summer, right up on top of Henry Avenue, there's an apartment complex. And few of them had to go to the bathroom. Mm-hmm. They hid nothing. They came right out on the steps and urinated. Now, I've been brought up, this is a very rich town to own. Mm-hmm. It's in the center of everything. Yeah. Okay, being in the center of everything, if you want a job, you have every type of business that there is right in walking distance. Mm-hmm. Distance. You have an airport, you have the seaport, you have an expressway, you have the turnpike, okay? Mm-hmm. Right at your disposal. At some level, I won't say you can't walk to the airport, but you could ride a bicycle to Bluebell, mm-hmm. Okay? Oh, yeah. You got Westchester, you got Philadelphia Airport, and I'm not sure the rest of the ones. But you've got golf course right here. Mm-hmm. You have golf course down the bottom of the hill. You have the Aronimink. You have Paoli. Okay? You have the one in Norristown. And you have everything at your disposal, you know. And if you sit back, the Lord gives you, it gives you a census. The Lord gave a census. If you sit back, you'll listen. Now, the old deacon, he's going home to glory now. Him and I took him out, and we were going around visiting the sick. But several years back, right up where the barbershop is on Upper Golf Road, there was a little store called Hobson's Liberty. Okay, I went and bought him a soda and pie for the two of us. Okay? Okay. And there were two men there talking. And said, you know, if you could take and come across a few dollars or find somebody to help back you, you could buy this town for a little bit of nothing. So me hearing this, I'm very outspoken. I will tell you what's on my mind. You know, as Jesus, when he came into the temple, he turned over the tables because they were using everything but for what they were supposed to use it for. I said, you know, I know you bought Manhattan Island from the Indian for a few trinkets and whatever else. I said, but you got all homeowners here. Now, they've caught the black folk here in Mount Pleasant when things are bad. Children aren't like children should or used to be. They don't take up and look after what mama and daddy has left them. And these folk are coming in. They're not buying these homes for people to live in. They're buying these homes thinking that while they're sleeping, we're not thinking. Let these college kids cause a disturbance and they'll walk in and buy everything. You see? But yet, if you have grandchildren, so you bring them home to this place during their time of entertaining one another or their friends, you can't sit on your porch in peace. All you hear is vulgar language. I did this, you did this. They'll curse out in the street doing whatever they want to do, playing baseball. Here's the field out here. They go up there and play baseball. You don't do these things, you know. And they think, hey, they're not cognizant of what we're doing, you know. We'll do this and speak good, nice to them, or give them a drink, and they'll be in your corner. But this is what I preach to the folk. The Lord says, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. That's the devil's work. That's the devil's handiwork. And it needs to be stopped. I took and I looked at the police officers. They might be retired now because everybody I see up there, it's a new face coming down here. They stop and have a conversation with them.
Really?
Yeah. They have conversations with them. You know what I mean? And no telling what they're saying. I've told the police officers face to face upstairs, we had a meeting. They don't meet here with me no more. See? But I can name the white folk that live here down on Mount Pleasant Avenue was the Dorsets, and his last name was Pasquale. All we ever called him was Patsy. Okay? The Noblets. We slept at each other's houses. There was love shown with them, but not no love with the ones coming in down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So things have got to change. Things have got to change. In Mount Pleasant, I've seen it all. Mount Pleasant Avenue was a dirt road. Upper Golf Road to King of Prussia Road, right down. I think it's King of Prussia Road right next to it. From there down was a dirt road. Cows on each side of the street, Black Angus cows. One after the first house on the right-hand side was an apple orchard, Mr. Brown's apple orchard. You could count the houses on one hand. Same thing if you go back this way. All right, and North Wayne Avenue, West Wayne Avenue, North Wayne Avenue is.
Yeah.
There was 3 houses there, and I've seen all that growth in my 72 years, from a boy to now. And the love that was shown here in this town is no longer here because of the college people coming in. And of course, we've had that change down. There's only so many college kids to a house, but that's a lie. They're not abiding but to what we've asked them to do. Up this house right up on top of the hill, sometimes there's 15, 20 cars.
Wow.
You see what I mean? And it's going to get worse. And you're talking about starting, no, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that because I've asked the kids to keep cool. And they listen to me. Ask them to stay cool. But things are going to come to a boiling point. Now, in segregation, my father had a business, trash business, a wood business, restaurant. He employed a lot of people. He bought up a lot of property. And back in the 40s, late 40s, early 50s, white folk didn't want to sell to black people. But my father was ahead of his time. What he did, there was a man named Wintermeyer. He was Jewish. And we did a lot, my father did a lot of work for him. And my father brought him home to dinner one night. Very rich man, but the way he dressed, the way he drove, the kind of car he drove around was in what's called a Studebaker. Old raggedy Studebaker. You wouldn't think he had a dime, but he was a millionaire.
Oh, wow.
And my father talked to him and said, you know, I want to buy houses, but they won't sell to me. I want you to buy the houses for me, and I'll buy them back from you. I'll pay you. And that's how he accumulated his houses.
Wow. That's real smart.
That's how he accumulated his houses. I want you to go out and be my salesman. That's how he got his trash routes. Then my dad decided that he wanted to go into a wood business. His wood business reached from Wayne to Coatesville.
Really?
From Wayne to New Jersey.
Wow, that's huge.
But he had this man and his people working for him. And I don't think there's too much more I have to tell you. I was brought up in the church.
Okay.
And so the scripture says, bring up a